always liked to draw. I was one of these kids that draws in class, doodles, doesn't take notes necessarily, and sits in the back row and draws. And I'm sure many of you are the same way. And also, when I was very young, I was introduced to the computer too. It was pre-internet actually. When I was 8, I had my first computer. And when you're 8 and you get a computer, there's nothing much to do on it but play games. So I played a lot of games back in the day where games were transferred on floppy disks. And I played probably tens of thousands of games throughout my life. And so it came naturally that I would try to combine my drawing and my fascination for games. So when I started City College, I also discovered program called Flash, which I'm for most of my work. And at the beginning I started with animation. I would just create little animations to entertain myself and my friends, and put them online and see if other people see it. And what I discovered is that you needed basic programming skills to create an animation to put it online. Something like create a play button and then tell the animation to stop when it's at the end so it doesn't move. So that's how I learned my very basic programming. And I always, as a kid, while I was playing on this game, I was dreaming I can make games one day, but I always thought it's this impossible task for one person. I always thought it's a team of many people working on games. But I discovered it's not impossible. It's actually quite possible. Many people do it these days. So where was I? So basically, I made my first game. So while being at City College. So for me, this transition from school to the real world really didn't exist, because I was creating projects while being here. I made a couple of games before graduating. So my first game that I made was called The Time Waster. It's based on my simple programming skills back then. It's about pressing buttons, very simple functions in programming. And it became kind of popular, which was really surprising, and it was featured at an EDM show. And I went there, and for the first time I saw people playing my game that they didn't know I made it, but I went there and watched them, and they had a really good time. They were really excited, and they would get mad when they lose. It was so fascinating for me to see people playing my game and just having a good time. So that really, that moment really kind of made me think, how can I make this from a hobby to a profession where I can just do that. And that's what I've been doing. So this talk coincides with the release of a game. I released my 7th game about 2 weeks ago, and it's the most successful yet that I've made, and I'm really excited about it. It's a fighting game in which I try to introduce puzzle elements, which what puzzle? As in puzzle, yeah. Not the most popular idea to combine these, but it's being received really well and played by many people, mostly in China, Brazil, and the States. And I was thinking to show you a little bit of that, and also you probably, because the games that I make are free to play online, so anybody can play that. All my creations without paying anything. So you may ask how we make money out of that. So and I would love to tell you if you contact me first, and I can give you guys. But there's many ways to do that, and the opportunities are actually growing to be able to do that. As is growing the standard of what a good game is. So if you want to take that path, you really have to basically, probably in every other industry, your competition is local. Let's say if you're a designer competing with other designers in New York City, and that is competing with the whole world online, so it's kind of tough. But I wanted to. So most of all of my creations I put online on my website, which is rather unreality.com. So you can come and check it out. While you're ready, you can pick those apps. And here's all the games that I created. I've also made many animations, but I don't want to. More than games actually, but animations. It's hard to make your own animations and make a career out of it. As an animator, you're better off working for a company. So, or at least I haven't figured out how to make it. But games, you can definitely make on your own too. So that's my last game. It's called Tribot Fighter. There's sound. So, I've always been fascinated with animation too, so I try to incorporate animations in my games with the cutscenes and stuff like that. So.
He was the last of his kind. And this was not his world. He knew the only way home was to fight what was within him. Three souls. Was ready to face his destiny.
So while playing, it's a genre of games called fighting games or beat 'em up games where you walk and enemies come physically fighting. And as I played many of these, you always get the choice to choose, not always, most of the times you choose characters. And then you're stuck with the character you have throughout the whole game. So I was thinking it would be cool to make a game where you can actually change characters as you play the game. And I was thinking the way to do that can be robots. They can transform from one form to the other. So in this game, you can basically change three different characters as you play. So you have this guy, and you also have to change into that character, which has different skills and abilities, and you also have this guy. And those changes aren't just for fun, they're basically really important for the gameplay too. So, because the three characters are shades of the primary powers, and all the enemies are shades of the primary powers too. And you see soon that if the enemy is the same power as me, it will block my attack, so I cannot hurt it. So I must change to another character to defeat that. I can hurt it with this guy and with the yellow guy, but not with the red guy. So that's an important game mechanic that comes up in the end. And as you play, you learn a lot of abilities, which are these things that help in your quest. For instance, I learned to do this with the yellow robot. And I can do this. I'll show you real quick. Yeah. So, I don't know, that's basically, yeah.
So, wow, very different.